kan nsuo kwa ni nyina eno na da bia na se do edwada na afesu ya wada nyina so edeba na je se na wie de di ba no ya de adoso pa ni nyina mo na ya de ne emfa aseda no emfa koma team nyina se de bia obia nso eboye pa na yenso enya akwanya no edi sports center enso ebere na de di kan ye motivation so ebebere mo na ye we motivation na ye de tidbit aba ye we tidbit na abijafo so betra se na se okay waba benten so aba na ye mienu ya transfer na ye di nkomo e da fa ye Ghana football ho Eastern region ya na aka ho asem ye we referees corner enso beba kama pa na nyina mo no ya de na chese abijafo enso aka ho asem na acheche kwan be fa so the loss of the game no na so bia so ebetimi esuan ye pa midibiom no the champion slide na Sylvester no na nyame adoma ye be said na de kan ye mami fa me motivation embrel na me de bro wi a na the tidbit so eno so ato aso kama na me motivation no ade a na chese ye kitwe bi ke o say progress is impossible without change. Progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. Progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. Na echese ubekoso ewa brabomu a ne nyina no ade a na na eden na ubekoso nso a ewo so wosisa se insisan amma wa brabomu a enya ade obetimi akonimu da esanse so wo ya ade na obia eka ho asem se sisa na se wo so nsisa saa na odi bekọ ni saa nemom se usisa wadwen uniye ene ukasa ne obibia de a na se otumi ko enim ewa abraba mu yetimi wo bi pa ye 24 se ono de ontie da o se we anọpẹ no na se situation no wom no saa na nanije ho saa o kan wo se saa na mpẹ no saa na metie saa na ebo me saa na etete me saa na ye saa debi enya de a eno betimi aboa unko wonimu da na de hia ni se obesisa wadwen esan se progress no impossible den so obi so be ko nanim abrabo no den pa so obesisa every class 1 akọ class 2 na so opeso ko wenim na oko school na oko tese uye bibia abrabo no obi an se wako wenim a ya na den na ni nyina mo na besisa nso a change ni pasisa na bibia so ko ye mount wadaroma de meka cho na wie ni se bibia be ko ye amawa so osisa na osisa nso a na se bibia so betimi akoye enso de amite na wie mi motivation kakra me wo ma ene wie no na emre no koye mpanti no mehwe na peso yesiase na yefa games ni nyina enso emfa emamo kama pa enso ewo ho na ena no fiada no games a odo so ehyiase enso ewa monone na de ba nyina no ade a na edoso pa yenya sa games na yenya so beto screens na so wahwe games a eno so course so weekend Friday no nyese La Liga opimo La Liga games e ba so sanso ena okopimo enso ade ani nyina mo no na ohwe La Liga na rival Kano enso eche Real Adelaide shown by 1-0 anu game a ba so Spanish La Liga ena afeso Bundesliga no Bayern Munich enso eche Werder Bremen shown by 3-0 and also a game by Bas or German Bundesliga. And our friends of Syria, no say net Como. Next 1907, Eshabako, Juventus, and so she Muno, and as a Randall Colomwani, and a boss had 2 goals to the Juventus, and so good Kunim, and also League 1 of Paris Saint-Germain, and so Eche na HSM AS Monaco, shown by 4-1, and as Osman Dembele, Zeno or form pa, a poor goals on a boy pa, and my PhD we need to give now friends no. Nancy and so etrama breast shown by 2-0 when the games are no so course so e French League it we no games are a bar so ni nyina mo no fiada no na se games no fiada games no na there do so pa na yento aso e go piem French League 1 Saturday Sunday games no and so e bar so result say net here there Olympic Lyon and so Reims show by 4-0 and after so Oze and so need Toulouse about 2-2 Sassuolo Strasbourg and so Montpellier show by 2-0 and after so Angers and so Etrama Olympic Marseille shown by 2-0 when the games are no so PMO and so friendly ni nyina mo Saturday then Sunday games are and so a PMO na emenu so ye party e be ko ni temtem na ya betra say na Sunday say net here OG Nice and so Lens shown by 2-0 and after Lille Metropole and so Etrama Le Havre shown by 2-1 and after Saint Etienne and so Etrama Stade Rennais shown by 2 goals to 0 winning games and also a bus Saturday this Sunday and so our French League 1 him now ebusa for yan kwhwe table no na hwe na table no see to our French League 1 na yan fa no so ento Paris Saint-Germain anything ma edikan after 21 matches no omo 53 points Samson Olympic Marseille etoso mienu enso 43 Ognis toso miensa enso 37 na AS Monaco toso na 37 Lille Metropole enso toso no ma na enso no so 35 no ba show no ma say team say wo no na enso mo nyina so eguso bo mo to go piemo French League na say pepe na match day 21 and also ba so over the weekend who result ni table no say pepe and also tie so ho Yanto aso go pimo German Bundesliga so games ni be no enso ba so Saturday ni Sunday result and so pimo German Bundesliga na emfa and so emfa mamo kama na Saturday no say netie Borussia Dortmund enso etrama Stuttgart eko shown by 2 goals to 1 na shocking result pa and so pimo na friends no Freiburg enso FC Hendenden shown by 1 goal to 0 and also TSG Hoffenheim enso etrama Union Berlin eko shown by 4 goals to 0 na no say game and mo pa and after Mainz 05 and Augsburg and so about 0-0 and after Wolfsburg and so Bayer Leverkusen and so about 0-0 sound so and a Borussia Mönchengladbach and so any Eintracht Frankfurt so about 1-1 and the game and so a course Saturday na yanko piemo and so was Sunday kakra na Sunday games are result and so a piemo na yamfa and so entwamo so was Sunday no say netie na e ade na e chese host 10k and so ehye mienu sanso na bohum and so ehye mienu ani game and so eba so e wono ma na nyamo e ade a na chese bibia so ekoyi sanso na Leipzig and so e ade a omoso ehye St Pauli ehye by 2 goals to 0 na ese no so ya ade a na echese eno so eba so wono ma na nyamo na chese bibia so no ebetimi akonkan wono ma na ese eno so betimi akoye winti weni result eno so epiem so e wo German Bundesliga na busafo enko hwe table no kakra na yemfa table de no so efa ntwamo so kama pa enso e wo German Bundesliga team edikan no Bayern Munich after 21 matches no more 54 points Bayer Leverkusen etoso mieno enso 46 sanso na Eintracht Frankfurt etoso miensa enso 39 and also Leipzig enso etoso 9 ono so 30 na team etoso no Stuttgart na ese ono so ewo na ese 35 point go piemo ewo German Bundesliga match day 21 and also pass over the weekend say pepe and also so ewo ho Yefi Germany and go piemo so ewo Spanish Italian Serie A kakra na games no eba so Saturday ni Sunday result and also piemo na afa enye ni hihye na yen so kra na Hellas Verona enso etam Atalanta shown by 5 goals to 0 and your game and also eba so na afa so Empoli enso etra ho ema AC Milan shown by 2 goals to 0 so na Torino and so any Genoa and so ebo 1-1 when the game and also eba so na Saturday no na Sunday games and so buy na emfa and also entwam so kama and so Italian Serie A na bibia so enkoye Venezia and so etrama AS Roma shown by 1 goal to 0 and also Cagliari and so Parma shown by 2 goals to 1 Lazio and so no Monza and so etmoba kona friends so Lecce and so Bologna so ball 0-0 and also Napoli and Udinese and so ball 1-1 when the games are and so PMO and so Italian Serie A na enfia na table no tie and so Italian Serie A na emfa bibia so no emfa Thompson say mrenu ko yipa Napoli na dikan mo 55 points Inter etoso mieno enso 51 Atalanta etoso miensa enso 50 na Lazio etoso na ono so 45 and versus Juventus toso num ono so 43 when say pepe and Italian Serie A matches hold on the table no after match day 24 say be na hosutie and so and na wie so no and so amona yento so na ko piem Spanish La Liga kakra na also games ni bin so eba so kama Saturday ni Sunday na show result and so piem and so Spanish La Liga na teams how do no mini abrepa na Celta de Vigo and so actually Rebel is shown by 3 goals to 2 na before 90 minutes no na Celta de Vigo that form 2 goals Kofo Beti Kada winning by 3 goals to 2 and also Bilbao and so Girona shown by 3 goals to 0 Las Palmas and so Villarreal shown by 2 goals to 1 versus Real Madrid and so Atletico Madrid and so a ball 1-1 and winning games are and also a bar so over the weekend. Natural other result, and so Spanish La Liga and I say net here. Other games na a more shipa and so a one manina. Now Deportivo Alaves so etoma Getafe Eshoma by 1-0. Sassuolo Valencia so actually Ganishomo by 2-0. And I've Real Sociedad and so actually Espanyol Eshoma by 2-1. Sevilla and so etra Barcelona Eshoma by 4-1. And then so Kema and so PM so was Spanish La Liga. Now entry table nuka cray na emfa table no so no ento amoso kama pa and so was Spain. Na uko table na se say na ayeshi pa. Na team Medica Real Madrid 50 points. Na Atletico Madrid and so etoso mienua more 49. Barcelona etoso miensa 48. And our face so ya there Atletico Bilbao and so etoso naya on so 44 na Villarreal etoso num and so 40. Let's go PM Spanish La Liga no race no ayeshi power no ma one unim na ko board draw and I say shower na say team na say di which no and so abe power when sama and so PM kakra and so Spanish La Liga. Yentua so nego PM so English FA Cup game round of 64 games no and so eba so kama na share say Friday na games ni be eba so kama na share result and so PM so over the weekend and so na Leeds United and so etrama Millwall won by 2-0 na so game na more shipa na so Leighton Orient and so etrama Man City won by 2-1 na so game eba so Coventry City etrama Ipswich Town won by 4-1 and after Everton and so etama Bonny went to by 2-0. Sassuolo and Preston North End and so we can be wonders elbow 0-0 next year and also result and so a bit me about Sadati so etra Emma Bentley won by 1-0. Stoke City and so the Cardiff so elbow 3-3 and it was so Ebebera face so Wigan and so etama Fulham and so echo shown by 2-1 when he was at Nibia and also a PMO and so over the weekend. Each other games are and also a twice now face and also Antoine so come back and Friday no Man U H Leicester won by 2-1 and no say net Birmingham City and so Newcastle and son after Chelsea and so Etrama Brighton won by 2-1 and so HS Upper winning games are and also a course over the weekend. Round of 64 and so English FA Cup and so our England approaching. Yentua so na afenso yenko PMO enso Spain kaka game ba so nese Madrid derby Atletico Madrid sheba ko Real Madrid enso sheba ko na before 90 minutes no Atletico Madrid for nya penalty a na nya chese Carlo Antonio James penalty we de nya penalty kra o se mo a na chese munim football no munti ase what ya say ka se penalty a anyewe na penalty o se be pure La Liga as a referee no se o mo decision bi won Real Madrid ko bobo a eya mo ye na ya na che dem fata inti sema Carlo Antonio after say Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid so ball 1-1.
Ese penalti, ¿cómo lo has visto?
No, pasa.
¿No quieres hablar del árbitro?
No.
¿Por algún motivo?
No quiero. Simplemente. El VAR lo ha pitado el penalti. Lo que puedo decir, el VAR, porque el árbitro estaba muy cerca de la situación, ha visto muy bien lo que ha pasado. Después el VAR ha pitado el penalti, ha visto un otro penalti pitado al Athletic Bilbao, esto del pisotón contra el Girona. Creo que gente del fútbol esto no lo entiende.
If you speak go PM England ka Liverpool boss and the any slot so akasaka krano chim say no Plymouth and so actually Liverpool show by 1-0 Liverpool say FA Cup ne ko so e wo England on we frame na coach chim say ne anje kra bola ni mate ni boy no na ya ne ni anye wo kra ne ni so na say money boy ni mate so e boy
and the way we played wasn't a lot to be happy about as well. The only thing I was happy about is that the boys kept on fighting for 100 minutes and probably the best part of our game were the last 10 minutes. So that tells you that they kept on fighting, but credits to them. Good game plan. Worked incredibly hard and got a penalty that was deserved because it was a penalty, clear penalty, correct decision. But that had a lot of impact on the game, of course, because both teams hardly had any chance and all of a sudden you get a penalty kick. again, which was a correct decision. But that, and then they were 1-0 up, and they've kept on fighting till.
If you go Piemo Chelsea, Asueka, Kainzo Maresca, your coach, and now also joins already my Chelsea Brighton. Shown by 2 goals to an team says, see, baby, I do Chelsea for team no team swing. Come on, fast with me winning big games. I do baby, and Chelsea to me winning big games. Cry, and a honey power. See, baby, do it there. After Brighton defeat, you know, I was so be a swing. They say Chelsea, say no, also to me, a winning big games.
For sure, we need to learn how to win games 1-0. I said already many times, no doubt. But in the same way, you know, the last game against West Ham, we were losing 1-0, and then at the end we won 2-1. So I think it's part of the season. It's part of the football. Sometimes you are down and you win, and sometimes happen like tonight. But for sure, I said already to the players weeks ago, and I said again tonight, that in terms of team, we need to learn how to win sometimes game 1-0. That is what, you know, big club, they do that.
Na okasa to aso no chim say no edu baby a football there enye player back pen the ball. Be say 22 or 33 players na ball into say player back ni Chelsea. Na we ko do baby a coach na say who selection de be now they are winning other games. You know say do baby say Chelsea team na say players so team sua say player we am bobia. Na say we na jeme boa e so mnya timu say mpa omnya team back say na be Chelsea and so e betimi edin konim.
I think you need to play games with that players to realize how they are, how important they are. We said many times about Nico, important on the ball and off the ball. Off the ball, the intensity of the pressing is always very, very good, and on the ball is a threat always. But I think overall, even without Nico, the game I think was a little bit for both. We start very good. First half, probably the only shot on goal that they have has been the goal. We control, we create some chances, and the second half more or less happened the same. Probably the only shot on goal has been the second goal. After the second goal, we had few chances to draw, and we miss. And now the good, if there is something good after the defeat, is that now we can be focused, you know, with the Premier League and Conference.
Yentu aso ne go pie Aston Villa kakra nchi be na Marco Rashford so go pie Aston Villa na FA Cup na ba Arsenal abante se jiremo ebo bi pa no wie pe na go pie Rashford Instagram page na o chim se ne de menye bi abo pa no na Jadon Sancho so no ofi na o Man U no go pie mo Chelsea kakra e na o chim se Rashford se wenya freedom nti won hu de o kire ho no wa kire se Rashford se wenya freedom pa se abra wo Man U no nyama nko yi kra no amafo se ampa wo de we slavery and so o man say we go pure Rashford no what I say we nya ofa hudie into no Jadon Sancho say Rashford say we go pure Aston Villa there na so wetimi enya no fa hudie we ni nsema eno so go pure mo ho na emfa Europa Champions League no nyame adoma o China afi so Wednesday games no e ba so na yemfa eno so enso so na afi so no na nyame adoma o China say net Brest any Paris Saint-Germain 5:45 game ni baso we French for derby no mo nyina so be si aka of France nti we no mo nko ba bia Juventus any PSV Eindhoven and so be share Man City any Real Madrid big game 8 p.m. what you say Sporting CP any Borussia Dortmund and so 8 p.m. Nyame adoma Brest 5:45 any Paris Saint-Germain Juventus and so PSV Eindhoven Man City ni Real Madrid Sporting CP any Borussia Dortmund any games are Ebaso Channel Wednesday kakre there and also Ebaso Wednesday now for saying so cry Wednesday say net here Club Brugge any Atalanta 5:45 AS Monaco ni Benfica Celtic ni Bayern Munich Feyenoord any AC Milan Club Brugge Atalanta AS Monaco Benfica Celtic Bayern Munich Feyenoord AC Milan tiamia adoma ochra and I was Wednesday when the games are and also Ebaso so Europa Champions League abusa for and the tibit nyina and so be say medium no and the Sylvester Tetteh betwa na be say twa hona e ba abjefo ba betrase na de aka no e de no so abeto amuso
fly away yes I fly away.
Glorious Event Center is the perfect venue for all your special occasions, from wedding ceremonies and birthday parties to funerals, live band performances, corporate events, and private gatherings. We've got you covered. Let me show you around. We also have spacious conference rooms, restaurants, canopies and chairs, guest rooms, live bands and spinning equipment for your services. Glorious Event Center also provides video coverage and photography services for all your special occasions. Locate Glorious Event Center at Akuse Junction off the Temakosombo Highway. For bookings, please call 020-167-2828. Glorious Event Center, your perfect venue for all your corporate and private events.
Oh yes, I'm
abusafo na just mo fan check crimes na we there and then so na mo ye technical team na aya bibia kama enso ewo ne ma na yesa de bibia nso no ebe mo na chene so se de di kan ye de referee score na beba na se okay enso wo hano ma o referee mapa ono so be che within 5 minutes no o be che kakra se mrenu sa ene de mrenu koye pa se okay be ma ye kakra bi nti ewi a na ya chance ni edi nkomo nso de afa Ghana Premier League justice for Nana Poli eni nsema ye koso na afre so John Dramani Mahama or say Honorable Kofi Adams. Honorable Kofi Adams, baby, I didn't do there. I was so sure. Now you Ghana football now. I am mess, you know. I am mess up. What you say? Chena now for saying Kabodi. We are near Aquaman. UEFA Champions League. What's Real Madrid, Man City, Rebaso. When our first be here, you don't come. Pa and so mami kwa bija fo na mama kwaba na de won bia no ye fa no so abija fo akwaba na mu ti sen muni na sere sa no na na man de ntia na so okay bibia ba na
bibia mba em say weekend mu de sika say
na so tu kwan say juma na gusu ye
no go ye master 1 week this year yaba
on na say da be na ye ni ba so
25th April
25th
Emrewo adane abogala na wi
eni abo bibie na eni abo ewie na yenyina sports team na enso ne abeja kama say ben beba on
beba
say me ti say ben e say naming ceremony be ho
say eyemia na me hwe say
say wo ye ni wi a be say naming ceremony ana
ye be hwe ya na naming ceremony na go di kan
okay nti Abuja for na say e be din ko say okay ena wie ye ndi ko mokakra ye nko referee corner na say person benya referee we ni so de ato so kama enso de amaya na enhwe de e ba behwe ena wie ye wi a ense mre no koye pa nti mre na aka no sa na hwe na afenso ye di hu komo 0539689986 na say bibie ni a na say be bie followers na so wa fra akere wa dwen na de e ka ho asem bia no betimi akọ Facebook na say obetimi akọ na che say Facebook no asearch Marego TV MAREGO TV na abeso bibie ni a na eche say ni nyina mo no e ade ade nyina so be kon kai kama pa eso won nyina enso ade a sa bepe na djuma no enso ete wo pa nti ebehwe na ukọ Facebook a search Marego TV obehu yen na the comment like na share ba nyina abra penin forso e ba be din kobo say okay akwa ba biom na ene de referees no di yen fa he yensu ade kakra na bigene woma na afetimra discussion segment no na yemfa eno so entom some say last week say kan law one wasem kakra na ene de odi yen fa he
ene na me say you share philosophy and the spirit of the Lord
philosophy
and the spirit of the Lord
ti ga say philosophy e den
philosophy
okay inti before say beto aso no mami twa me umre sisi a me ba ye ni say okay so e be sha ase.
Are you thirsty and in need of well-purified water to quench your thirst? I recommend Glorious Natural Mineral Water. Produced through reverse osmosis to the highest quality, this highly purified water is perfect for any occasion, being it wedding ceremonies, parties, funerals, engagements, and many more. Contact Glorious Natural Mineral Water on 0548 493522 or 0503 130395. We produce in bulk quantities, so just let us know how much you need. We are located at Pong Ahunjo off the Temakosobo Highway and Dakuman, Nyamiche, Abeche Street. Glorious Natural Mineral Water, so refreshing.
Fly away, yes, I'll fly away.
Glorious Event Center is the perfect venue for all your special occasions. From wedding ceremonies and birthday parties to funerals, live band performances, corporate events, and private gatherings, we've got you covered. Let me show you around. We also have spacious conference rooms, restaurants, canopies and chairs, guest rooms, live bands and spinning equipment for your services. Glorious Event Center also provides video coverage and photography services for all your special occasions. Locate Glorious Event Center at Akuse Junction off the Temakosombo Highway. For bookings, please call 020-167-2828. Glorious Event Center, your perfect venue for all your corporate and private events.
Oh yes, I'm fly.
Fan check a cry na the breakings no ye kwa ne aba ma say okay ene no odi ye mfa he measure office corner kakra
ke wa here law ikenyi ya the philosophy and the spirit of the law,
the philosophy
and the spirit
of the law
ne wa ma chonisi no fe ko no ngepiyo isane idasinye no kono
okay
ne lejema no ne kudo ne no ngepiyo ne law laws of the game lo hu angen no kono ida ne law ni kudole ke jano se mumim alo mumnengemi spirit mumnengemi lo ke ungmalete hanuko wesnge no ko ke no kanelete hu isisinu ke be ne ihane epio esusuo ha
okay
that is a spirit
okay
law law fe ko ejino ko ne mla na ngma ngabe fugu ta na kanele ngabe ne blafu adetin
okay
ko ne pahiye be ne mamanyema black imbo ha
okay
lo wa bi le chope kan ika se wa mahie otikomi ne e mahie wo ne ke wa lele no mi jini nya gba ko me ne bange wa stadium e po ebiba
okay
lo football is the greatest sport.
it's the person wadaruma obenya winner referee ha say no ena was nti ya zoom ne kakra
every continent
but obi ba on zoom ne kakra bi na nye kese kakra na obi ehu de referee ka se ne bia okan a na obi aso be hu o say football is the greatest sport on earth. It is played on every continent, in every country, and at many different levels. The fact that the laws of the game are the same for all football throughout the world, from the FIFA World Cup through to a game between young children in a remote village, is a considerable strength which must continue to be harnessed. To be honest, okay, harnessed, okay, yeah. For the good of football everywhere. Football must have laws which keep the game fair. This is a crucial foundation of the beautiful game and a vital feature of the spirit of the game. The best matches are those where the referee is rarely needed because the players play with respect for each other, the match officials, and the laws.
I love to let you know why here. You know, can the best football matches. Jimmy, Lord, referee put in being an my match, name referee who hit back 10 minutes. No point we can't bet. Yeah. Lord, my man, very good game. It's okay. That was singing referee. No, say that singing many players or man. Lucky players or man game on if you am lining a knocking any to you. But referee put many chumko. Bimi no chose me ne abotuyo konga wimi follow upon because I am land of the pepe. Look where your match is cabinet kotoko kesrati money no bani ni pio pata. It's okay. Both teams on me are me spirit and the philosophy of the game. Ni milapia ni pasa keke wa no ke our referee. So no winning our day. The best matches are those where the referee is really it's okay. Ehian chon enyemile sekpan we bet chon infringement on a bet because they are all playing according to the law. Law when you can didn't international matches on a I can we assume can alimala na ke machuni. Say ne waji grassroots. Ne law local law mo referee penalty. Can you boy na here. Lo ke no ko ba nge park no. Ako mo through me on ke fun referee pen no. So wa basically players o me ni mo nge ball of ya ni alimla lo. Ehia ka me wa cho se ni. Na limla ni ka limla na ke ni chi yo. Referee ni chi mi o. Bobo yo pe. Ke o ya ba play ke ya ball.
It's a referee.
The laws cannot be dealt with every possible situation.
So
when there is no direct provision in the laws, the IFA expects the referee to make a decision with the spirit of the game and the laws. This often involves asking the question, what will football want or expect? So we have the 17 laws. But I told you before that we have another one, we call it Law 18.
Yeah.
And that we make that Law 18 based on the spirit of the game or of the law. So in that case, it is left with the referee to make decision. And that is the referee's discretion. And that should be based on the spirit of the game. And how do we say, how do we realize the spirit of the game? Okay. You ask the question yourself.
Okay.
What would the football people want or expect on that situation where we have no direct law on it? So referees will make decisions based on what the football people want. Okay. There was a situation where a goalkeeper put the ball down, passed the ball to an opponent, and then the opponent
scored.
No, just held the ball, catched the ball. So as a referee, what will you do? A goalkeeper has passed the ball to the teammates in the penalty area, and then the opponent, the teammate has what? Handled the ball. What decision will take? Everybody will be calling for penalty.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, everybody will be calling for penalty. Yes.
So that one, you have to make decision.
Okay.
So you ask yourself, what would football people expect? And mostly, it is not what the crowd expects. But football people who understand the law and the spirit of the law, what would they expect? So you have to ask yourself a serious question. Why would that player, being in a sound mind, just handle that ball from the teammates? To me, there might be reasons. So then just take a decision. The law says that when you handle the ball in the penalty area, it's penalty. So straight away, you award penalty. No, it might not go with the spirit of the game. Whatever decision you take must be in the spirit
of the game.
So in a nutshell, I want our listeners to know that if you are interested in making football, don't just be thinking about how you play the football. But the laws that govern football must also be what? The length. Your players, your team, your officials must be educated on the laws of the game. And when they know, it helps officiating or playing of the game very simple. I think we'll end this year, next time we'll continue.
Wow, it's say okay, no, watch any the wakasapa, next another church as Matthias here. The laws of the game, the spirit. But then, who is saying?
He explained everything, so.
But when you go be referee,
David, it's too stressful. No, 22 players harassing you, talking to you anyhow. It's too stressful, you know. I like to be an analyst. It's better that way. Being a referee is too
no fitness test.
No, nothing.
In 2 person be referee,
David.
Matthias, but suppose you now face you to us call the main discussion. So, Ghana Premier League, Kotokoni has Mr. Atemai game now. Say Safo Duku, enso akasa kakra. Na Friday no, Marego Sports Stadium, Kotoko supporters in management, you know. Say umenya visuals ni bia, abra yenso ye kasa wachire ase na bibia ka management no, enso any supporters ni bi eko PM so babayara edi kai na Napoli. Na they are calling for justice. Say nipa na hukum na Napoli, still na yenchi nipa no. I say suspect for na any echiwo. Hooliganism in our football, its impact and how we can make it a way no. Enu wasema ena yebabeka enewie. Mamija semfri benten ho na yenko national issues kakra na yakwama ben. Hooliganism in our football, its impact negatively, and then how we can boot this out of the system. Ghana football. Say people are calling for justice for Nana Pole. And House of Folk ni kotoko the statement about the news better screen so na ubia so ahwe. But in terms of say hooliganism, you know, yen enim se nyama bebre ne see some years back na efi say benya normalization committee na say bibia betima but still na nyama so ego so but before so bebe me no DCOP Lydia Donko nyama ne so ni Joy FM for din komo about the incident na see and so e was antemai na yebenya sa visual na yetie wi a na Ben and so edin verdict so aba na se wo benya DCOP inti yemko
had to go and investigate. We've been to the ground and we've gathered our evidence and everything. So it's important to make that distinction that the unfortunate stabbing did not happen inside the stadium, although it's related to the football activity.
It didn't happen inside the stadium.
It didn't happen inside the stadium. So, and I have to say this because there's all kinds of comments about people are saying how did the police allow someone to come into the stadium with a knife. And let me mention that the police have a strict search regime. At least that is something that I speak with my various commanders and we insist and we do it. There's a strict search regime when you're coming into the stadium. We search everybody who is coming in. And this unfortunate incident didn't happen inside the stadium. It happened outside, and he was picked after he had been stopped. He was picked by a driver. This vehicle they call a boboya or something.
Yeah,
a tricycle, yes. And then the tricycle.
DCOP Lydia Donko, na se chairperson ma committee, no security committee, Ghana Football Association. Or say I didn't say you outside. And the say bench so at the okay brofo no be at brofo. Me dem pese ene no munko na mu cancel pa. Hooliganism in our football, it impacts our football mo, how we can boot it out. That's the most important thing. And yet Kotoko needs to go to Division 3 and coast teams. Even say you bought friendly matches krana intokwa esi wo ho no enya there therefore does it mean say the loss of the game no football ni entiase ye football ni keke and said thing. And I believe say and so when he didn't come out statement no ebe na face no before that no o de yanko Kotoko de no so kakra wadaroma communication director Enma Kumasi Asante Kotoko Safo Duku enso akasa kakra me dem pese ye ball bite kakra wo ma na akasa fam because abujafo ni share say me pese me interrupt wo I want them to flow today munka de say be ya hooliganism so ba form Safo Duku enso akasa kakra yenti de ono so kan.
Yes, I have to be very honest with you. So far we are impressed with the swift manner with which the Ghana Police Service has reacted or responded to this matter. You recall that the RGV himself visited us in Kumasi here. Then he also invited us to Accra. And I don't think they have relaxed at all. So I would say that, without mentioning well, that they have been swift. And they've attached so much importance to this matter. And I hope it goes on like that. No, they've just started. Let us wait and see where things will get to. For now, it's too early for me to say that we have rescinded our decision. We are saying that we want to see that the police is actually
Enti weni nyina no ene nsema de so aba Kotoko na Napoli enso wase Ben hooliganism in our football it impacts you start free be do he a day na ma de ne be do say nipa cry this sika ko be outside the stadium DCOP Lydia Donko you heard what she said in terms of nenu nche say o de yenhwe hooliganism kakra yeah.
So this hooliganism thing have started not long ago. So you also said that it's not just in the Premier League but in the lower divisions. So yesterday we went to cover the game at Right to Dreams, and the way that Saturday guys behaved towards the referee, see that no, this thing is cooked from the grassroots. So we have a lot to do to kick out hooliganism. Now the same thing happened in 2013 when the Brekum people attacked the Kotoko players. And nothing was done then to curb it, because when such a thing happened, to the extent of attacking players and blood oozing out, you need to give the team the toughest punishment, either to boot them out of the league, a stadium closure, or something to deter others from doing it. In Ghana, we lack accountability. We just wait for the things to die down naturally. So in what happened in 2013, they allowed it to die naturally. And I was like, okay, because this guy, Nana Poli himself said 2 years ago, he was beaten at Doma when they went to play a game against Adriana Stars. So this hooliganism thing, it's for it to be tackled, we need to go with it with iron fist. Stadium closure, team getting demoted, give them a hefty fine. That's the only way. Or if probably just play the match behind closed doors. That way the fans will know that we are falling too much. So we need to be a bit perturbed, because that's what Mr. Oke said. Philosophy and spirit of the game. The law should not be applicable to only the players. The fans too, if you know the rules and the laws, you know, I don't care what I'm doing, it's archaic and outdated. Yeah. So the best way for us to kick out hooliganism is give the team the toughest punishment, close them down, demote them, fine them. That's the only way we can, you know, we can care about this hooliganism thing, because it has been going on for far too long. And I just hope that this Nana Police death should be the kick-starting point.
Does it mean say a wake-up call? And so they are my Ghana football say we are not prepared, because you were venue penny for our GFA omoma sa license, you know, before a game starts. In the question start my the year, utumu say baby ina perimeter wo, never ye bobo kra nye safe. Stadium ni bi kra ko kra na ina perimeter na yo. E bia ye popular stand. Say gina chiro ma dey na na ye. Does it mean say we a wake up call? Does it mean say football itself no we are not prepared?
We are not prepared. Is it what's happened between us and Kotoko fans? When did that happen? 2001. Yes, that should have been that should have been when the league should have been revamped. It didn't. 2013. That should have been another wake-up call. Yeah. You don't allow fans to beat your players. No, that should have been so. This thing has been recurring. It has been recurring, and the GFA refused to take accountability. That's why I'm saying that they always rely on matters dying down naturally. So this is not a wake-up call. This should be where we revamp and reform the league. So what the police said that it did not happen in the stadium, I don't agree with her. Even outside the stadium, it's still the stadium. Oh, am I lying?
Yes. Does it mean, say, the chairperson, Emma Security Committee of the GFA, you know, does it mean, say, they are not also well prepared? Does it mean, say, there are measures, you know, you the ball game, you know, say, you are first one away. You call second round. It's a basana. You no be a near. Does it mean so almost one omwejuma because say game you koso na say you say baby I didn't do no you hear reinforcement one is so afraid. Does it mean say the security personnel to almost one man they was adding no because I didn't start if stadium why don't they make sure say please beba and stand be outside the stadium because I said
so they are not prepared as you said. And first of all, I think the best way to stop this hooliganism thing is to educate the fans. Okay. You know, call leaders of the various groups, the Jama groups, call them and say, okay, you know, we are in a different decade, we are in a different century. Hooliganism is not what we want now. So educate them, as the referee said, tell them about the laws of the game. You know, the way to behave yourself. You can support your club and support your club sensibly. So I'm not sure what you're saying. The security guys were also not fully prepared and adequate. I'm sure they are not being paid well, they are underpaid. So if they go there, they just do what they like and then they leave the stadium. So even if fans are fighting, because when Ghana was playing against Sudan, the police sat down watching the game. It was the journalist that was directing the fans where to go and sit and where not to sit. The police, they were sitting and watching the game.
Me edu baby cry a cost stadium Libya. Yet mu police force a team be crash go cry no jubilate.
So that's unprofessional on their side. As we said last week, there still was a sit and face the crowd. Yeah. That's the job, keeping the crowd in check. But yeah, you know, the police will be sitting down, watching the game. If Ignatius or say made a mistake, they'll go and hook the coach, allowing the fans to misbehave. So they are also unprofessional in their dealings. So maybe they're underpaid, maybe they don't really care about what goes on. Okay. So this needs to be systematic from the very top to the down, before it to transcend to the players. Because the players, at least, they know the rules.
Does it mean, say, 18 league, you know, doors or do
if they will change it to 10 and then it will be attractive and informative, it's fine. Because in Switzerland, they have like 10 teams that play the league. So if you keep it to 10 and then you make sure everything is well prepared, all the teams get adequate security. Every team have high technical benches. You know, the inner perimeters are well kept. Why not? I think they should cut it to 10. Okay. The 18 is too much.
All right. So, okay. Ghana Premier League. Nana Poli call for justice. Obia him say Nana Poli justice said to me back. Why just a normal football game? Na obi papa na the sika ko wono. Na besi nani pay on mefie. Why should it be so? Hooliganism in our football. Okay. Its impact and then yes in beya and also everco.
In the first place, let's try to understand the meaning of hooliganism. Yeah. By my definition, I see it as in a sports context, as it refers to violent, disorderly, or destructive behavior by fans. Yeah. Particularly at football or soccer matches. Yeah. And this behavior can include physical violence against other fans, yeah. Vandalism or destruction to properties, yeah. In the stadium, then disrupting and intimidating behavior, racism, and then sometimes pitch invasion. These things contribute. So what will even influence these things? Sometimes it's motivated by a range of factors such as loyalty to a particular team. People are so loyal to their team that they would like to do anything for their team to win. You see the lawyer that spoke. I listened to this lawyer, and he said, Kotoko is a very big thing, and they shouldn't allow any other factor to intimidate them in Ghana football. They see no reason why the young teams, the smaller teams, should bully them. So they are ready to do everything now so that they will have their way. Yeah. Why should they be losing matches? Why should they be complaining about referees cheating them? They are a very big thing. So this 2025, they are going to change the whole thing. And I don't know, I don't want to say, I understood that one in a positive way, yeah. But unfortunately, the negative thing has happened. It could be one of these things. All right. So we shouldn't be too loyal to our things to the extent that if you are doing something bad, we will not think about it. Now, this hooliganism has a lot of defects. Okay. Now, Ghana football, with its associated hooliganism, what must we do to end it? Because we've seen a lot. Referees. We were here in Ghana when a referee, Ali Musa, was attacked at Cape Coast. Yeah. And it took the intervention of good police officers to save the man. So we have a lot to do. Referees are included. The spectators, sometimes the spectators fight among themselves. Yeah. Sometimes they beat match officials. Yeah. Sometimes they beat team officials. Yeah. An amazing thing is that sometimes team officials themselves will fight. You see team managers quarreling, and when they do so, it translates into what the spectators. Yeah. All right. So talking about what the DCOP said, she wanted to justify, tell us that the incident didn't happen in the stadium. Yes, last time I asked a question. Looking at the scenes, I don't think it happened in the stadium. But my brother is saying whether inside or outside, it's still the stadium. But I think many of their security measures are for inside protection based on their plan. So they were having men inside, and so there were no provision for security outside. But
say, okay, I believe that during the course of the game, as there was confusion, there was fight, there was so and so. Why don't they call for reinforcement so that in case some can be outside and some can be inside the stadium in order for peace to prevail? But to be honest, so for instance, if there were 10 officials doing in the stadium, that means those 10 police officers were still there, and there wasn't any reinforcement.
All right, I would say that from pre-match, the head of security, was not smart enough. And one of the challenges we face is that sometimes during pre-match, the head of security will not be part of the pre-match. I have not been to a Premier Division, but I think I've tasted Division 1. In some cases, the head of security will be part of the pre-match.
Yeah.
And it is only during the pre-match that you assess the euphoria of the match, and if there is going to be tension, you can realize. So if they were part of the pre-match, they should have noticed the tension. Because we realized that even before Kotoko, bus arrived at the station, there was tension. And that alone should have informed them that, no, this match is going beyond even a first class this match. So they need to strengthen the security. Yeah. But I think they couldn't think beyond that, and they thought they can manage the situation. Even that in the stadium, we saw police officers standing watching the goalkeeper chasing spectators.
Yeah.
So whether inside or outside, we realized that they did their best, but they were not on top of their work that day. Security wasn't on top, because if they were on top, no, you see other fans holding players from fighting each other. Yeah. The security they were standing watching. No, in fact, I don't know when I day your pejika. Hooliganism, there's an enemy. Wa end le. Lo ni no wa manyima pinge Ghana. No wa kema end hooliganism jika. Kabine woman or dewo. Chano wa security no wa ma provide near stadium me. E pe ne na ma hikpono ke inside. Chano say CCTV camera as we speak now ne gbon ha wa ne lelolo. Yeah. Kape camera ko menye heko me. Amanye ne mini ama here camera me. Wange Ghana no ne Kevin Telango camera ke baboli Ghana chwepe. Ne manyema dinga abruchika. Asima sino heni no ke ya chunom. Le lema de heni na manu no. Echoka wa manyema improve the same technology. No ma provide secret cameras coming in stadium me chwepe. Kone outside and inside is secured. Keno ko bele jo krapo ne ko pinoko. Abi de megbo ke pa ko ala no. Amana no easily. Lo sa ne pio no I improve security measures. Jano se hu intelligence gathering. It's ane wahi ni ne angejum na so no ike a chicha. Aha. It's ane ka dem ko ba provide security ke ha chunomi o. Oba da singe chunom pe no hie ka juo go bi yo selo. It's ane odweme ya chuo se ke no fin no ko. No wa police officers o ma pa me pe kan. Pio no anile wale ka wange police na nganile. Abomode ne a widen a scope of intelligence when it comes to provision of security in our stadium. Okay. Jano se hu it's an pure deployment of security yo. First or category A matches. Yeah. Kotoko. Yeah. National team matches or many security neji Ghana security police service. Most of the times I provide security. Allow IGP niche and deploy security kaya. Say the other matches or me. It is the home team that will provide security. Ne bengani funding to pay for these security officers or me. It's also an issue. It's an issue. They will come before you realize there is no security. We'll provide local security. Yeah. Then nothing will happen. Oh, this is my friend. As far we know each other. But when I get match on and you find yourself wanting. Referees, match commissioners must not joke with security provisions in the law. Ne aheka nene mlacho GFA status on nene adeke call security here. Ke why premature. I make sure kan kake 30 police, kake 60 or esu pepepe. Yeah,
before the start of the match.
Before that start match. Say bingane referees one team so me mobo. Kake they will come ke wa GSG. First half abe kake nothing will happen. Yeah. Bingane the last 1 minute or no maya no ne. Alright. Lo is sudden no fe no ko security issues very serious. Okay. Mono that's not here. Yeah. Very important. Ye ka wa no pay o imahane jano se nyimi o deke education. O ma deke mono ne wa treat ngel referees corner. Eji no go ne ma wa discussion. Yeah. Ehia ka wo chope wale mla ne ko game o ne wa pay o. Yeah. Mo cameraman, spectator, team manager, players. Sane wale laws or the spirit of the game. Nika wale no. A decision from an official might be the correct decision, but because what one needs in your it generates speculations, it generates confusion. Because ko here na Napoli a issue. Stories na ngedi ochoka. The CEO of the club, Legends Trantiman, at a point in time, lewe mi fu nge ni komene no yayon. Ne yake yakpalepe e ya de le ko ne mini eba tumunyu because the pedigree ne he alo respect ne he asusu kan ke leba ne ke spectators of eba tumunyu amabotui ne le no mi ne le abufu heji o enye one bo aweche to ne kwewule ni atik le no ne mini no mi ke ya ne lo ezane ke wo twe pe wakase mla ne wake ngani chi wona kan security officers of people abi de megbo janke referee bi de megbo mo cameraman mo bi de megbo.
Okay, in the emphasis that Emma say, okay, do baby a football a passion. What I say, give me a course on a UTV near shower, ya papa, and I the technical team, team one will be a near, be a pesa 3 points. You know what I say. Into when he say, ma, Yakasa carry so they are fan and Napoli home. Na, you ever say Ghana football, no, has the protocol. Any statement about Mufan to Sona Yankana for young call President Mama, Diana, or the Ama, Honorable Kofi Adams, you know. Near kwa monone ne beautiful nice na yeko ye baby what I say menu ko ye pa na has ni kotoko di statement aba e wa pa na meka se me kan ya mamwe se meet ma kan ni na munsumo ehu ye kama pa enso e wo ho na bibia nso akoye has any kotoko di statement aba mamwe kan wo brofum kakra or say proposal on football reforms to the Ghana Football Association. We, the management of Asante Kotoko and House of Folk, the two leading clubs in the Ghana Premier League, are deeply worried by the state of the league. In the best interest of Ghana football and guided by the principles of fairness and reasonableness, we hereby present the following proposal for your consideration with the aim of ultimately improving the league. In the interim, it is imperative with the GFA takes immediate control of all security arrangements, the safety and security of individuals and property at all league centers must be significantly enhanced without delay, as well as strict adherence of the club licensing regulation. Club licensing for no way teams need one man. Enye kwao yenkanye. Subsequently, the Gbadegbe Commission report must be fully implemented. Ade we say still okay. Ben Beckham was him. The number of police personnel deployed for category A and B matches should be at least 100. In addition, at least 20 military men should be deployed to category A matches and some category B matches with a high risk of danger. D. Security personnel must be from other stations in the region and not from the locality of the match venue. But Ye. Security cameras must be installed at all league centers. F. A new risk assessment must be undertaken to categorize matches properly. G. A match schedule at the league center which does not meet the criteria of hosting matches for that category should be moved to an appropriate venue. It's not budget be has any summaters and access to a venue ninya. Said me venue free a honum and call baby a year, son on patcher.
It's almost as a risk.
Yes, I said, it's at the man for a stadium or bush or baby, sir. But for bush, one foot to Kwanza. Part me soon yet. H. The club licensing department should define new minimum standard that all Premier League match venues must meet. Okay. Maria Bakonafe, Yankawasem. Finally, the league should be autonomous and run by an independent management team. 2. The GFA should work towards the exemption of match proceeds from VAT and other similar deductions. 3. The GFA should disclose to Kotoko and Hearts before the commencement of each football season the total number of our matches that will be televised to ensure that a fair percentage of the revenue from sponsorship and TV right deal is determined and duly paid to us. Kotoko and Hearts should be automatically represented on the GF Executive Committee. Signed by Nana Pinkra Akwesi Ewa, IMC Chairman, and Togbe Afede, Board Chairman. Ben, Hearts Kotoko statement.
Yeah, so the last time we were saying that for the league to become more competitive and reformed, these two clubs must rise, Hassan Kotoko, and that's what they are doing now. So they said the GFA must be in charge of every security measure. Fine, it's true, because some clubs don't have the financial capability to bring in the 100 police they're asking to be provided. And also they said the GFA is too creepy. So a new board should be, that's also a good idea. As a matter of fact, everything they brought me, I'm in support of it. Everything, every statement, everything in that statement, saying, you know, the GFA should handle the security side, the GFA should not handle the league again, 100 policemen and 20 military men. I'm in support of everything they said. It's been a long time. Look, we've
but you see, don't you think that in Ghana, in as much as we have these big clubs, Kotoko and House of Folk, we have Ghana League Clubs Association, Premier League Board. These are the clubs representatives forming an association. Don't you think that they are not helping themselves?
They don't have the financial capability to help themselves. They don't have.
Because I know Galka deals with the welfare of all the teams playing in the Premier League.
Galka itself is corrupt. Galka itself is corrupt. The GFA will never take accountability of whatever is going on. They will just wait for the issue to die naturally. Because we are in 2025. How come there are no security cameras in stadiums? How come? So it's upset to think that, you know, the GFA does not want to take in accountability. So Kurt and the rest should leave the league for a competent somebody that can take care of this league. Okay. So they should just forget it.
Right. But do you agree with House of Folk and Kotoko that we have category A, category B matches? So in case House of Folk is always category A. For instance, if they are coming to play with Recom United, risk assessment, they realize that how the euphoria, how the environment is, how supporters started to misbehave even before the game, let's say after pre-match. And they realize that, okay, fine, we need to shift the venue to other place. Can it be possible?
It should be possible. As long as you're going to play with Hassan Kotoko, you should know that, you know, the fans will come more, the euphoria will be high, the tension around the match will be high. So I understand why they are saying that, you know, what you said in Central Mind, their stadium is in a bush. You know, so they should go and play it at Babayara or it's a first-class stadium where everything will be well assessed.
Okay. I'm trying to so minim say okay, the back come back. So okay, within 1 minute to know.
All right, I'm saying near Kotoko has actual bangina no. Anka enra last week I share na Thursday no. Yeah. Script I make wa ha no. Anka Jafu implement is adi na Kotoko entro we ma. Yes. Because we share near Kotoko has actual nyina nyina ewo kits and manifesto no mu. Inti near can say Africa and I say Ghanaians no. Ye do kasa. Talk is cheap, so we talk. But we don't execute whatever we say. Okay. Inti or the getting an autonomous body no, from where? Young of South Africa. We will form it. And answer young the same people. And now if the same people form the league club association, GACA, Ghana League Club, the same football, it's you know, Mama is talking about setting the nation. They need to reset their minds. Okay. Now, the position man who is now Kurt Okreku was the chairman of MTN FA Cup, and he was doing it well. Now you've risen to the highest position, and now you are messing things up. Inti yena kasano yen adwin yi se ne be ya ho kwan bia ye de be man yen no ye be ni and when we do that we will not call for any other thing. Okay. We are doing our work well, and so what again? Obroni no meye moyana. Inti I agree with Kotoko. Has ni Kotoko no, they are too big. I beg see the whole clubs no mun pay representation that one. Now you could either be a Kotoko or has or any of the teams. If the two of them no will be represented on their escort, because they influence Ghana football. All right. So does it mean say has Kotoko some enya reps or executive committee no so eno ebeboa yipa. Okay. Yetwe na fe yen to asemenu ko yipa aka krapa ne asori so. John Dramani Mahama ese honorable Kofi Adams eno de 2 minutes back ani akwa monene. O say
My point to say sports minister. The Ghana football is in a mess. I don't envy your position, but go and make it well. Say Benya president speech now in some of country Honorable Kofi Adams on Yembo na yente de okoso.
The Honorable Kofi Idi Adams, Minister for Sports and Recreation, I don't envy your job. You have the monumental task of restoring Ghana to its pride of place in African and world sports. The shambles that is Ghana sports today is completely unacceptable for a country with our pedigree, and I expect that you inject transparency, professionalism, and modernity into the management of the sector. I expect that you will concentrate on building up all the sports disciplines, and I know the Ghana Football Association would be a good place to start, to work to make sure that we return Black Stars to its glory days.
John Dramani Mahama. Ben.
So the first place he mentioned was the Ghana Football Association. He knows that place is scattered. So when Mahama said, all appointees will not be traveling that
first class, yeah.
First class. Kofi Adams also said it's applicable to the GFA people.
Yeah.
And that if you are going, you have to take the normal plane that you go. And Ghana, we are noted for two things: boxing and football.
Athletics.
All of them are scrambled. So, Kofi Adams have a very huge job on his hands to, bring Ghana back to the level that we are expected to be. So I think starting off, he needs to cleanse the GFA first. I don't mind sacking Ketu Kriku.
Can he?
Well, he can exercise his executive power. He can do that. And he really has a lot of, because the African Games, some Ghanaian athletes, some were not having boots.
Yeah.
The bikers, some were not having bikes. Some have to borrow. So it was a shame even though we hosted it. So everything is said that it does not be his job. It's true, because the job is very difficult. So Kofi Adams will have to, pay attention to every sporting discipline, not just football, not just boxing, athletics, badminton. What's the name? Other disciplines. He needs to pay attention to all of them. So he needs to, call all the heads of all those disciplines and tell them that, look, what do you want? Let me provide. What do you want? Let me provide. Then that's the only way the league, the other sporting discipline can go up and catch up with the other international people. So Kofi Adams have a really tough job. He really has a tough job. But per what he's saying and what I've heard him say, he'll be up to the task. So let's wait and see what he can do.
All right. So
Okay. Kofi Adam ejinokone before no kuama appoint le as a minister. Ko here bekone bi okay in ni argument be o manaka emunyu micho ni inge ni limwa ni che. Lo blonyane nano. Wo chwepe wa finsi ne walika. Emanwe juene micho ketuni. The cabinet president dile football ejinokone ihani wo chwepe wa pioka kinge Ghana. MPP NDC chwepe ke wange football fa ke mone onge Ghana 2008 na fa kan 2008 no Ghana no ko manaka football e hane mamingo ke Ghana win a match ne an African money no ke fono no binge le Ghana street no manaka football ngo lo enome e hane mamingo lo ke pio ne football point e affect other lesser known sports me lo wo chwepe wali wa nyawe gbaloko Prophet Ezekiel, ne ba de working wa Ghana football mini a point ne Kofi Adams so in as much as a tackle legion is an ni no wa de ke call Prophet Ezekiel my no chwepe enuweku ne mini ehie na chweni ebinye ne ma fie ket okreku ke efie ket okreku o lela ma to ka FIFA e ma wo mini band ke ma fun Ghana mini football no they ma hot war they ma call it penalization
government interference.
That is it. You per the law you cannot interfere. The only thing you can advise law is an PGO it's an play neutral role it's an take side go it's a esco ne die kajelege ket dancing nyanya cabinet ket ke Black Star ya tumunyu kan legile ido weke kwesi Adam Kofi Adams ya tumunyu say cheme ne ke mehinsi ne le bene ngesi ne inna edemi ko ne me ne minwa angai side o ni ne nganya gba ne mi adele ko ne ga wo ne nye ke hami ne expect kan am ake chaki maba because get wa football here scan football ke bagana wa manyi magba bo ke ha other lesser known sports ne me mini amawa se piom kan hechum ka tufude ha ne ni na football nya aha FIFA sikachwe pending e buy nene sanake han referees ake bi me han nene sanake han teams ake bi me han nene sanake pay infrastructure development ama pay ball ka yefu esane e check me ne FIFA ska fe ko ne ma ba I pay accountable to the sports ministry ko ne ke mewe ko ngena ke ma pie yo na ke pie ne ke Ghana football ma hin yo technical committee wa here le ko wa here good I just like a coach blaster football to epe okay Otuado we want here good we want here world class coach
no I think
wa be ko
Otuado is a world class coach Otuado
lo ewoga ni wa technical committee o wa here lejo
all right
ke papa ni Otuado meets the qualifications of world class coach
Otuado is
Sege ka epie ball like man
Europa license
Zimbabwe sports minister he interfered the ban Zimbabwe now they are back to AFCON so sometimes you need to take the tough stance so Cameroon the sports minister appointed a coach and now look at what they are doing so sometimes if you step in and scatter everything for it to be well built there no problem Cameroon did it they are getting a result Zimbabwe did it they are getting a result we should also do it
all right GFA
wow
Okujeto enitu mi esu GFA this time anas be ebi buy say ora na ya tu ni
ego bia so say ego bia ga wale
because ko ye Rich Afinapio api na ke makoba ni ko manu ko ne ke no ko ba ne ko ba probe na de go wa brani
all right inti ento asoda ye beautiful as na tum 0539 689986 ntu betimi afre na so wa kire wa dwen yen kwa monene kakra na Ben amonene say Real Madrid ball 1-1 Barca winning 4-1 yes Chelsea 2-1 na ukopie mo Serie A so ai mo ayeshi Napoli drop a point na yen kan Champions League chana Real Madrid Man City big game we no ye shewa na ukọ we anya woman away o okay yeah we woman away we ye shewa na ukọ no aye ntino game ni Barca first leg no Barca Real Madrid Man City emu be chipa Ben yanko amoni kakra na say okay mram na
so let's start from the league or the Champions League. Where should we start from?
Start the league name for Champions League name.
So the second greatest left back of all time Marcelo has retired. And you know when he came to the Bernabeu to do his final goodbyes the Atletico Madrid players did something shameful and very despicable.
Are you sure?
You know it's football. You love people. So if somebody that have given enough to the sports says he has retired, the best you can do is to clap. And then when they were doing guard of honor for Marcelo, the Atletico Madrid players were just running about, their fans refused to clap. That does not show any respect. You know, they said we are united in football. But it's normal. When what's the name? Navas. Jesus Navas retired. He came to the Bernabeu and both set of fans and players clapped for him. That's the beauty of football. So what the Atletico Madrid players did, it's despicable, it's shameful. They shouldn't have done that. It's bad. It's really, really bad. You know, I just hope they come out with a statement explaining why they did that. You cannot do that. It's shameful. So they played 1-1. Getting to the game, we all know Real Madrid have a problem in defense, and Atletico Madrid they have their full strength squad. But playing in the Bernabeu does not mean that Real Madrid with a dysfunctional defense, you cannot just beat them like that because they have a thriving attack. So if the defense is floundering, the attack will do very well. So you know they played a 1-1 draw. It was not a game of tactics; it was a game of passion. The penalty that was given to Atletico Madrid, to me, it was a clear penalty because Tchouaméni clearly stepped on his feet.
As what he says, was it a clear penalty?
Oh, it's a penalty. You know, if it is his team, so surely he would just say something, but it was a penalty. And you know, the reason why Real Madrid did not win the game was because of that Atletico Madrid goalkeeper, Oblak. He was enormous. He was immense. He was saving all the balls. His rating was 8.1. So both teams deserve to get a win, but the draw is not bad for them, and that's what made Barcelona take the advantage. So Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid played a draw, and Barcelona, even with 10 men, dismantled Sevilla by 4-1.
Yeah.
So they have now closed the gap to 2 points. Real Madrid so 2 points and then 1 point behind them. Atletico Madrid. So this is a very, very tough league. And Robert is, before I go on, Robert is Anthony.
Anthony.
He's doing marvelous
2 games.
2
MVP.
games, 2 goal contribution, and then the MVP. Some players are very suitable to a certain league than the other league. Anthony is a technical player. The Premier League is a very physical league. So he going to Spain means, you know, his technique, he's very good one-on-one. So the league, that league suits him more than the Premier League. That's why we are now seeing Anthony's quality in the Spanish La Liga. So yes, Barcelona are the big winners of this week La Liga. And now let's go to England. So Chelsea were knocked out of the FA Cup. I don't know what to say. When Abramovich was the owner of Chelsea, Chelsea never went more than 2 years without a trophy. Chelsea are in the third year of a project, of a useless project. No trophies, 1.5 billion spent, 6 managers brought in.
Useless what?
Useless project.
How?
It was very useless.
Except football buy also talk when I say a new generation into a new players. It's what you say Casado Aba and Enzo Fernandez Aba players. I would say Chelsea are top players.
The project is supposed to take shape in the second year, not in the third year.
But say coach buy coach buy.
You want me to speak to you? Third year, you don't have a world-class goalkeeper. You don't have a dominant DM. You don't have a clinical striker.
Casado is a dog. He's I don't know how to describe
He's more of a box-to-box than a standing DM. You know, you don't have goal-scoring wingers. You go and bring this Sancho. Madrid, he will play one ball, he will pull his shots down. It's abysmal. Now to Maresca. You know, when Chelsea were playing against Brighton, there was an instance in the game where the left back...
so we bet me for 0539689986 0539689986. Ochina, Real Madrid, Man City, prediction, Fabra. Na etoma ye becha wade kama pa otere nyake documentary be jirempa yerade aha bede na o predict na be mind to frɛ na kyerɛ badwen abra na esa bedwafo enso edi ko ntito aso.
So in the Chelsea game there were instances where Gusto got a ball. He gave it to the winger. He didn't overlap, he didn't underlap. He was just standing there in the pocket. That's an instruction from the coach. So the coach also has some fault of his. He started well and then now he's floundering. We don't do that at Chelsea. We don't do that. Chelsea is a big club, and then in 3 years, no trophy. They spent over 1.5 billion.
I say Arsenal for about 5 or 6 years. But
at least with GFA Cup, any committee should be, and you should count that for you. So at least he's doing well.
But say Brighton said Chelsea say any news.
News. These guys they have not won at the Amex in the past 3 months. Omash almost 7 over the weekend, and then Chelsea with 1 billion squad, and then they were played and overplayed. It's bad for a club like Chelsea. It's bad. So to the Champions League, the big game, Real Madrid, Man City. Both teams have deficiencies. Real Madrid don't have defense. Man City don't have midfield. The new midfielder that they bought, Nico Gonzalez, he also got hit.
He will be available tomorrow.
He will be available? Yeah. Okay, I have not checked on that yet. So, but both teams have deficiencies. One is out of 4 in Man City. So this is the best time for Real Madrid to, you know,
and are you sure Real Madrid can beat Man City?
It depends on the calculation and the tactics Ancelotti will do. So in their head-to-head, Real Madrid won 4, Man City won. Real Madrid won 3, Man City won 4, and then they played draw 5 times. So the season before last, Man City defeated Real Madrid to win the Champions League. Last season, Real Madrid defeated Man City to win the Champions League. So more often they have been meeting, but it will be very difficult to digest it. You know, Ancelotti being who he is, he will allow Man City to have chunk of the possession, and then he will rely on the pace of Mbappe and Vinicius, with Rodrigo also effective play from the other side of the wing. And we don't know Man City, tiki-taka. But when Man City played against Chelsea, Guardiola tweaked the system. He didn't play tiki-taka. He asked them to go long, utilizing the height and strength of Haaland. So I'm very sure he will do that tomorrow because Real Madrid, Asensio and Ramos, those guys are inexperienced. So he will ask to go long just to beat the press, and then with Haaland, Folding and the rest running off his shoulders, they will cause trouble. But this will be a very difficult one to digest. I'm seeing a City win because home advantage of Chelsea.
But this season, City is in poor form. City has been performing, as we all know. The winter transfer, they bought a lot of players. Do you think that these players can integrate into the Man City team perfectly? Because City is they underperforming comparing to Real Madrid, they don't have a very best of their defense.
Let me use your club as an example. They will go and meet Brighton and lose.
Why are you using my club as an example?
I'm just using it because, you know, okay, if a big club meets a big club, they up their game.
Okay.
You know, the players up their performances because, you know, this is a do or die affair. We are playing for pride. So it's true Man City are not informed, but they will up their game. They will up their performance, they will up their tempo. Considering the fact that this is a Champions League and they don't want to go out in the round of 16. So they will definitely up their game.
Okay.
They will do that.
Right.
So it will be a very tough game, but I am seeing a narrow win for Man City because of Real Madrid's weak defense. But I'm seeing that Real Madrid will go through, but City will win the first leg. But Real Madrid will ultimately go to the next round. So that's what I'm seeing.
Okay.
So it will be a game of tactics. Ancelotti will allow Man City to have the ball and then they will rely on the transition and counter. Man City will, at a point in the game, will go long to make use of Haaland's height over the inexperienced defenders that Real Madrid will be bringing.
All right.
Yeah, so that's it.
Okay. So okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Champions
Let me start
League.
schedule. Let me start training kakra Oshé Real Madrid versus Atletico na. I'm saying na who's coach ni today? Na
coach ni ndo osi enye nokwe. Osi enye penalty kwa na de ref ni here de na say enye.
Say player who move Alexi. Ali, can I yes.
Na say how go be demonstrations.
That's right. So this is what happened. Step on your opponent's.
Me ba. O na o crab ball na say o na opponent na why na crab ball.
So the Real Madrid defender missed the ball and then he stepped on that Real Madrid defender's leg. So there was a clear contact.
So what you say?
Contact.
That's
yes,
right.
There was
so when there is contact, and you know what is it? It was the VAR that drew the attention of what the referee. It was off-field decision. So yes, because the VAR official is not on the field.
Montanse.
So yeah, demonstration.
Okay. You saw the contact.
Into Tiani Nanso.
Yes, Tiani Nanso. And such situation when the referee is not closer. And that is where the VAR becomes very important in the game. Okay. VAR is not made to intervene in all situations. But a critical decision, say, then you draw the attention of the referee. Okay. Referee, but before, they will debate. The VAR official and then the center referee will debate. They need to convince each other with the law, technically, before a decision is what arrive. Yeah. First, now you can't van amount for him say, "Bibi a share machine, him do coffee and machine take it decision."
Say, it's a machine, but send a nipa video footage.
Into a but is it penalty situations like this? No, it's here and a ding. Ma official say ombejiatu. But the question is, how well have they learned the law?
So let me chip in. The referees were under much pressure before going to this game. Because in Real Madrid's last game against Espanyol, you know, they lost and they wrote to the referee head asking for videos and voice recordings. And the president of the Spanish Federation, Tebas, he said Florentino Perez always wants other teams to bow to him. So the referees were under much pressure before going to this game. Yeah. That's why he didn't give the on-field decision because he knows there's a lot at stake. So he needed to use the consultation of the VAR. Okay. So they were under immense pressure.
Okay. I can't make a crap.
Into Chelsea, so most of the times, FA Cups, and into me in favor big teams.
So, okay, 7 years new. 7 years, Chelsea have not won a domestic cup. 7 years. 1.5 billion spent in 3 years. 2.5 billion spent in that 7 years. No domestic cup.
I wouldn't say Chelsea.
We are building a team.
Nearby Chelsea management, sign.
We are building a team.
A project takes shape in the second year. This is the third year of a useless
We are
project.
still building a team.
You've brought in a lot of kids. Come on, bring in an experienced people to blend with them.
They are well experienced.
At a point in time, Chelsea had 7 national team captains in the club.
In the players, when Anga who person or Mumbra Chelsea is here.
They should go and buy Haaland and the rest.
Haaland.
Almost guy. You should go and buy them. Now, Sancho any Marego it will not help us.
I think things will change.
You know, Vinicius is unhappy. So if Chelsea goes to him, okay, we give 500,000 a weekend, he will come.
500.
500. Scar, say America Scar. So there is money.
Okay.
And TMZ, I know sometimes Chelsea fans, BBC says, yeah. but to be anything part of the game. So young teams, and I said first division teams, when they are playing the big teams, and you grow. And I must say that we have good players too. But because of the tier they are playing, the league they are playing, and I'm going home. So when they are playing big things like this, they showcase their talent.
Yeah, Liverpool. So
and then you guys, you won.
We won 2-1.
Offside. So let's be.
It was a clear goal.
It was a clear goal.
I didn't want that much.
It was a clear goal. It was a clear goal.
Maguire was like 5 yards from the.
A clear goal.
So where was the VAR?
The VAR was not in use in that time. So in the fourth round of ABFA Cup, they don't use the VAR. So the referee.
It was a clear goal.
It was an offside.
We won 2-1.
Let's be.
So Man City ni Real Madrid.
Yes.
It's a match with 2002, 2003. Almost were the semi-finals.
No, that 2002 and 3, Man City were not playing the Champions. They were young. So it was from the 2018s.
Yes.
That was when they started meeting.
So I think there was a match. Now Real Madrid winning
6-5
on the aggregate.
Yeah,
that was last
year.
So last year, none of them won home and away. It was 1-1 and 3-3. So Real Madrid won it on penalties.
So it's going to be a tough match, but I'll go for Real Madrid.
But who game we say because all the two teams in uniform. Because Man City uniform, Real Madrid uniform. Because when we compare last year's performance to this year, Nevega said last year they didn't cry in court.
Qualify
so what I say?
Somebody can qualify in the
first. It's the first 8
who got Spain and said Madrid nearly.
No, we have the Champions League format and they play.
That is what I'm saying, sir. Is he saying they are not on form because
I'm saying that two teams
couldn't qualify?
Okay, so they are first on the La Liga.
They are first over there.
No problem about that. But just that I'm saying that Real Madrid need Man City.
But they are doing considerably better than Man City.
I think we are going to enjoy good football tomorrow.
All right.
Tomorrow.
Ancelotti does not care about good football. He's an Italian.
All right. Into Ebusafone just say nyame admo ocha game ne Barca Real Madrid and Man City a big game.
Even my life commentary.
Mate.
Yeah.
You are very fine. A big game. Real Madrid, Man City, a big game. Champions League, you know. Knockout. We know a home and away. The ball pa, near ball pa.
But there will be other Champions League matches as well.
Yes, other ones in there say inka Percy Benyananko they are to so nanka yara pa. Brest ni Paris Saint-Germain. And no so a ocha sa game no. And so be she. When you know a French affair, or when you know the same country, the same league. I said first, no EPL. Na Champions League, they be a Tottenham ni Liverpool, Man City ni Liverpool bisa. Chelsea ni man, sa. Inti nyamba no mocha Paris Saint-Germain. And so Brest for so be share. Other games so be so kama pa ni nyina. And so Europa Champions League.
But before we go,
yeah.
Some Ghana boxer went and fought. He says his name is Ahogan Elvis. I am a soldier. I don't joke. I'm not here to joke. I'm a terminator. And I feel from now more bubono. So it was supposed to go to the 10th round and on the 5th round they stopped him. He was not just beaten, he was disciplined. Oh, they beat him too much. So Ahogan has also lost the Commonwealth belt. So he was going to challenge the Kulum, who has never lost any professional boxing bout. Ahogan was making him off too much. And then so he was stopped in the 5th round.
Okay.
Into Omabono.
All right.
Before you back on, say that time into tidbit no want to be on boss second division.
Nyame anu mo channel ba.
Into me better me do with him say amest. Okay. Omo P master also chiao.
Me so me chiao.
Say
P master me chiao what?
Yeah, or the Nelson and I say Pella.
Okay.
Them say the houses in Sunny course no. Or the BBS and I say am boss man na.
Okay.
Say overall
no. 10 seconds.
Yeah, okay. Overall house 1. And every ni house 1. House near house 1, house 2, house 3. Okay. Into new winning house 2. Overall no near 253 points. Okay. And a house 1 enya 228.80 second. Okay. House 3 enya 171 80 third. Okay. And house 4 try to with 160 point. I mean
secondary school.
Must now husband.
Every secondary school has 4 choppers.
All right.
It say to see an embassy because there is handball agrobia and saying course papa there. Is our mess na who share handball. Yeah, handball man for ni aka no handball na mo
Abrante bi wa obo pa Abrante no ja camera ni chi
no volley na ko ya
no volley dey wasan volley dey wasan pa
inti Nelson me say ye baby a obi a echi
all right
sanso na say me every year we prep na me
can mun chia 10 seconds
ye ni ba Esther Chirewa baby a obi a
say MP na body ni weekends into no
yeah we should speedy recovery sanso na me dofo Margaret Asari you see Dieni Owu papa ka baby na him say 25th April ye be you na ya ye amamre say ye nyina enti Marego ye we yi
that ye we yi sports team ye we
as na star comfort our cry me chiam
all right Ben ti obi na
I want to greet my good friend Prince Ametepe.
Okay,
yes, he's a custom officer at Temaport. So Prince, I'm greeting you. So Kwaku say, well, maybe your friend Mama K. You know, the boys we go there if you don't have anything, he helps us. Or yeah, dear.
Okay.
So
Mama K.
Only provision store, and I think we have to go to her for scholarship.
Yes. So
Mama K.
Mama K.
Nice.
So Mama K. This is from Ben 10.
And by his grace, KK Martins, Charlie, you right to.
So Prince and Mama K, I greet all of you.
All right. Inti abusafo ye di BBS here. Na chane so say 24th to 29th March no. Marego TV 1 year anniversary no e baso gala no. Yukosek Park e na e baso. Na every week here kwa obeti wo radio so be bia na amfo so bo hu dero kama sport team no obe hu say okay, obe hu Ben 10 yesterday. Ombe ja commentary sa mo bia say okay there be obe referee ono ade be bibia na bibia ko no so obe gina mo di referee ni sa a day be say 5 matches na bibia so come pass one ma yes why are the internal forms no oba Marego TV hanum so obenye bi na enche bia Right FM obenye bi wo ho eni JFM eduko obenye bi Vim FM atimpoku ena Trust FM wasesawa radio mako 4 way no enche ukọ no ma omo de numbers nyina so beto 0243 213579 0207 075372 numbers 2 a ope bibie ni afre na game no ba so yuko 6 so manya park no so na 24th to 29th Monday to Saturday Sunday na di bibia ba ne ye mame odini birthday anniversary ni baso Galaway Marego United yeba na here dey be cap no
number 7
yes into Ben 10 number 7
thank you
say okay the news obedi referee
let me say Marego team everybody am
it so Bobby nice one
Bobby di referee cry do your match so I mean
enemu mutifia na mutwam enum no as a players go so ba the one here no anya training a ball no nya bi mmo coach wo Kojo to Fista Mr. No Koditi Chena Abrante bi jira wo injire ma kan na so wode on pese injire obeko on pese obebo ball no wa hwe obebo na mpacho mo kope glucose ema pack because pese to mi ka ba ko a na ko mo nyina betu
Maka NJFM omugala na fi omu morning show host
Prosper Flexi
onine musa
utumi ka ba ko a na wa kuma etu na silver tumika ni twinyina be hoto se ya nipa brepa na hu na so ni senapa jabo mu a erade be bia sei ni nyina so ya da nyame adom a 24th to 29th gala no ba Yukosek park ne son da so kama be bobo na health screen bibia kama na prices so say modu cap da so
because be fan
cap da so kama but before say be ba no Marego United for be friend match nyame adom my perfect man mienu amamo ni akobo akuse pa na bibia so me dibiom no e Sylvester Tetteh from Ochano unti Sylvester bi yes Sunday no what me producer Mauli wa me din kama pa me ni Sunday no for Ochana unti Sylvester bi yera me din ye be sisan kama asidan fa kama omoze yima onso asidan fa kama o say no ye production manager ye is the opposition pa na Professor Mauli asidan fa kama onyankopon hirawo Percy na Silver oso asida ni bi emfa enkomo na afeso afidede oso asida emfa kama upe sports pa yes sports na unam hasa waya de pa oso support asida Esther oso eneno wenti mi ama asida kope bibi na nye kama pa Carlos tonto no what I say sana my friend no so asida enfa enkoma no Emilia almost omuchia we nim ho me de nyam nam kan open Emilia Matias into asida ni be enfa koma Mr. Nono director and after Cheche CEO papa also bibia Mario also asida ni bi enfa enkoma koma team ni nyina se de bia mo so mo boy me din biom no it is Sylvester Tetteh of mo chano untis head ni biom ye twem o yesidem na say nyame adom o cha Champions League ni baso na oye ye o cha ye de ye be hihye bibi kakra ba pese be ma bibi kakra
so better on call for 1.5
ayo mate na bibi aye fa intasida ni bi enfama JFF fashion mo tema meba na ma beji bibia enso e de awo na enanwumre de yakra mo yakopon kam ho mo nyinche yakra mo biom enanwumre